And Tabby welcomes you to the next game in the 1967 American League Pennant Chase. She is in her proper spot here on her little perch, being my assistant for the day. Hopefully she'll stay on that perch and stay away from the plane area, but we shall find out. Of course, she's still out of sorts as I am as we scroll over. And this was the spot that Gracie used to occupy when I was playing games. She had her little corner here, her favorite blanket, her little toy. It's supposed to be a cat toy because it's a mouse, but she took it as her own, her little binky, sort of like Linus's blanket. And we do fetch with that and so forth. So still, it's been a couple weeks, but it still doesn't make it any easier that much. So there is Tabby again. And again, this is my setup for the ball game between the California Angels and the Chicago White Sox. I didn't print anything out, but I do have my laptop here, so I will show the standings to avoid having to print paper. Save a little bit on paper, so to speak. Let me get a little closer here so that you can see that. Hopefully that doesn't make anybody too dizzy. All right, the first section right where my finger is, that's the actual stat or actual standings after September the 1st. This next grouping is how they're doing in the replay. And then this bottom one is the adjusted standings, taking this and this together to get our adjusted up-to-the-date standings. So Chicago actually has fallen a little bit on hard times. I believe this should actually be 5.5, not 6. I think when I let me open this a little wider. No, it didn't change it. That should be 5.5 because there's 7 back in here, 4 back in here. So it's just not good. Chicago's 1-4. They got to win. They got to win to keep pace with the other teams. So must-win game for Chicago against the California Angels. So I'm going to pause the video and get ready to start this September 6th ball game. All right, hopefully this is a good setup now. Before we get going, I was able to finally print off the scores from today's games, September the 6th for the pennant contenders. Boston was off, but Detroit and Minnesota also played. Minnesota lost to Cleveland, kind of hurt their cause a little bit in extra innings, 4-3. Steve Bailey the win, Olam the loser, Payne the save. Killebrew had a home run, but wasn't quite going to do it. Kansas City and Detroit played a doubleheader. And in game 1, Detroit was able to defeat Jim Hunter. Denny McClain gets the win, Gladding the save, 3-2, nip and tuck. And they were able to hold on and win that game for game 1. Game 2, as you can see, Detroit had an 8-1 lead after 7 innings. A little bit of a bullpen issue toward the back with both Fred Lasher and Mike Marshall both had issues, so Johnny Padres actually had to come in and get the save. They gave up 3 in the 8th and 3 in the 9th to make it closer than it should have been. Dick McCullough, of all people, had 2 home runs, as well as Jerry Lumpy, so not your typical home run guys. But anyway, now that I can print these off, thought that might help. If not, I can just show them on the screen on my computer and save some paper. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. We're only at September 6th, and we're going all the way to October 1st or 2nd. So anyway, there's the ballpark base running adjustments there. When they're called for, we'll bring them into play. And the starting pitchers for today's game, Joe Horlen for the White Sox and George Brunet, a lefty, for the Angels. Very similar color schemes for both teams, so not going to be a whole lot of differentiating there. So there's your starting lineups, your benches, and your bullpens. I've got everybody printed for both teams, except for Egan for the Angels. And if I need him, I've got him on the computer. But I got all those players there, so he would probably be the last guy off the bench if it ever got that far. I very seriously doubt it gets that far, but if it did, we would be covered. Got dice. They're both kind of the same coloring, so not really much to differentiate. A little bit of light blue on the White Sox, but like I said, I don't have any light blue dice, so gonna have to go with what we got. Tabby's on her perch right beside me. Hopefully she will just stay there and enjoy our time together and listen to the dice rolls, and we get going. Horlen with the pitch. 3-2. Possible error. Go to Rodriguez. 1-4. Ground ball to second. That's a 12. Error rating of the second baseman, Bobby Knopp, is, I'm sorry, not Bobby Knopp. The second baseman, Buford, is a 12. You can see right here, as a second baseman, Buford is a 12. That is a 12. We got an error right off the bat. Don Buford boots it. And leadoff batter is on. Aurelio Rodriguez. His attempt is a 1. Can't get the jump, so he will stay where he is. Infield halfway for the double play. Here's Fregosi. Horlen 3-4. Possible wild pitch. That's a 10. It means it's a possible pass ball. Pass ball chance of the catcher Josephson is a 0, so that means it's automatically going to be a pass ball. He has no chance to stop it. So it's going to be a pass ball. I don't think I've ever seen a catcher with a 0 pass ball rating, which means everything is a pass ball because you have to roll higher than this. I'm sorry, you have to roll lower than this to keep it from being a pass ball, and that's a 0. So it's just the way it is. So the runner moves up on the pass ball, and now here is Horlen to Fregosi. Double play no longer in order. 6-4 is a strikeout chance. That's too high. Stadium even takes 3 away. Here's Fregosi, 6-6. That's a single pass short. And to get from second to home on an S6, you need a 3 or better. Rodriguez is a 3, so he will score. So a single, RBI single, unearned run. And the White Sox are not exactly doing what they need to do against these lower-seeded teams, although the Angels weren't a bad team at all. But they're not in the top 4, so there's a 1, so he does have an attempt to steal. He's a 12, minus 1 is an 11. Josephson is a 0. 1 to 11, he's going to steal it. And he does, so it's a stolen base for Fregosi. He will take second base on the steal. And boy, the Angels have things cooking here in the top of the first. Here comes Jimmy Hall. 20, so a chance of a pickoff, but we have to roll a 1 to get a pickoff. Do not. So he gets back. Now Jimmy Hall, the batter. Horlen, 2-3. He needs out in the worst way. He just got one against the lefty. Automatic out against the left-hander. And that automatic out is a ground ball to third. So this has to be a 6 for him to advance. It is not, so he holds at third. Or at second base, rather, on the ground out to third. 1 away. For Don Mincher, power hitting first baseman. No pickoff chances here. Horlen, 4-3. That's a possible walk. 16. He walks at a 13. Stadium even takes 1 away, so that's not going to fit. He'll swing. 5-6, but he will double to center field instead. So it's a RBI double for Don Mincher, and it's 2-0 Angels here in the top of the first, as Joe Horlen is running into some serious issues in the first inning. Brings up Roger Repos. 6-1 blank. We go to Repos. 3-1 fly to center. That's out number 2. Mincher runs at a 3. The fly to center, you take away 2, makes him a 1. But then the arm of Agee is a -1, makes him a 0. So he has no chance to move up. That's out number 2. And that brings up Bubba Morton. With Mincher at second and 2 outs, 2 in. Horlen, 4-1. No, not tired, so no single. Morton, 5-1. Single to right field. That could score a run. We look at our chart. Single to right when Chicago's in the field. A single to right field. Score from second is a -1. But with 2 outs, it's a +1, so that washes that out. So we're strictly looking at the base running of the man on second, which is Don Mincher. He's a 3. So 1 to 3, he'll score. He does not. He's got a hold at third base. So now runners are at the corners. Runners are going to be at the corners with 2 outs. So even with 2 outs, he could not score on that single. In part thanks to the arm of Tommy Agee to help with that. So runners are at the corners. Attempt for Bubba Morton is a 1. He's not going anywhere. And it's going to bring up Buck Rogers, not in the 25th century, but he's here. And we're going to go ahead and have him sit right there and bat so that we don't interfere with the base running. All right, so Horlen now will pitch it to Rogers, switch hitter. 1-5's ballpark card going to Comiskey Park. So we don't even need Buck Rogers. We're going to Comiskey Park. 5-6, it's a single to center field, and the hit parade continues. Mincher will score. It's 3-0 Angels. Morton to go from first to third on a single to center field is a -2. There are 2 outs, makes it a -1. And he runs at a 3, so he needs a 1 or a 2 to get there. He does not. He's got to hold at second base. But it is 3-0 California Angels. And Bobby Knopp, the number 8 hitter, steps to the plate. Horlen can't get out of the inning. He's given up 4 hits. And he should have been out of the inning a long time ago because of the error on the second baseman Buford started the whole mess. 3-1 strikeout 12. He strikes out of 14, but the stadium takes away 3. This makes it 11, so that does not fit. So Knopp gets a free swing on the house. 6-2, but he lines it to first to end the inning. Finally. But 3 runs come aboard on 4 hits and 1 big error. And they leave 2 on base. Top of the first, the Angels put a 3 spot on Chicago in the top of the first. Now, there is a long way to go. That's the good news for Chicago, is they have a long way to go to catch up. A lot of time. Time is on their side, but not much else is going on their side right now. So George Brunet, the left-hander, gets the benefit of a 3-run lead. And here's Don Buford. He's going to try to make up for that boot in the first inning that started the whole mess. 4-5, and Brunet, that's a possible error on a throw. 3-4, and that's a ground ball to third. That's a 13. Third baseman error rating is Rodriguez. He's only a 2, so there's no error there. Rodriguez will make the play. Good throw. And there's 1 away for Tommy McCraw. Lefty on lefty matchup. 5-6 against a lefty, that's a blank. Home run chance against a righty, but against a lefty, it's a blank. Go to McCraw. 5-4, and that is a fly to left field for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down, and that's going to bring up Tommy Agee. Brunet, 5-4, strikeout chance, 18, way too high. Go to Agee. 2-5, and against a left-hander, that's a single past second base. So Tommy Agee, a 2-out single for Tommy Agee. And to get the attempt, he needs a 5 or less. He does not get it, so he will stand pat. And stepping to the plate is the cleanup man, Ken Boyer. Brunet, 3-4, blank. Go to Ken Boyer. 6-1 is liner to short, and that's going to end the inning. No runs a hit, no errors, and a man left. We played 1 at Comiskey, and the Angels have a seemingly commanding 3-run lead. Of course, there's still 8 innings to go, and no lead is safe as in inside pitch, as they say. All right, so leading things off will be the pitcher, George Brunet. 3-3, and he's actually a right-handed hitter, even though he's a left-handed batter, so that's a strikeout chance straight up, and he's going to be out of there on strikes. Would have been an automatic out either way, but they get the strikeout here. So here's Aurelio Rodriguez. 6-5 is a blank. We go to Rodriguez. 1-4, ground ball to second. That's out number 2, so maybe the White Sox have settled down. Don't know if it's too little too late. We shall see for Gosi. 2-5, strikeout chance, 7. Not going to get him. Stadium takes away 3. For Gosi, 6-5 is going to single to right field. So single to right for Gosi, a 2-out single. He's 2 for 2. He stole a base his last time up. Needs a 2 to get the jump. He does not get it. So 2 down. 2 on, 2 down for Jimmy Hall. Horlen 5-1, possible error on a throw. Hall 1-5, ground ball to first. That's a 4. The first baseman error rating McCraw is a 5. He will make the throwing error, throwing it to Horlen covering. Horlen is a 5, so he should block this, and he does. So just a 1 base error on McCraw on the throw, E3. But it does keep the inning going for the dangerous Don Mincher, and really Horlen should be out of the inning. His defense has not supported him very well at all. 2 on with 2 outs. And Don Mincher, the dangerous Don Mincher. 5-4. That is an automatic out, though, so it won't be dangerous this time. And the out will be a grounder to McCraw, who handles it correctly this time to end the inning. So no runs, so they didn't get any damage done. There was a hit and an error and 2 left. So we go to the bottom of the second, 3-0 still your score. Angels and the Sox. And Pistol Pete Ward will lead things off with a pail hose in the bottom of the second. Against Brunet. 5-4. That's a strikeout chance. 17 too much. We go to Ward. 2-3. Fly to right field. So Ward is out. 1 away. Brings up the catcher, Dwayne Josephson. 5-2. Wild pitch, ball 1. 2-1. Home run question mark against a righty, 1-7, but that fails. So Josephson will swing it. 1-2. He lines it to short. Snagged by Fregosi. 2 up and 2 down. Brings up Ken Berry, right fielder. 3-1 is a walk chance. That's a 6. He walks at an 8. Stadium takes away a 7, but the 6 still fits. So it will be a 2-out walk to Ken Berry. And his chance to steal, he needs a 1. Not going to get it. So he stands pat. And here's Ron Hansen, the shortstop. Brunet, 2-1. Home run question mark again. This one passes. It's a 1-7. That's a 3. So he needs a 6 or lower to go deep. He does not. He could have got his team right back in the game with that 1 swing, but he does get to still swing the bat. 6-1 is a star of 3, which is a ground ball to second, and Knopp makes the easy play to first to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the third here on this September the 6th game, and it is still 3-0 favor of the Halos. And Roger Repos will lead things off against Horlen. 3-5. That's an automatic out. And the automatic out will be a ground ball to second. Buford, this time no issues, makes the play. And here's Bubba Morton. 6-2, range play at the park. We're going to Comiskey Park for a range play. 4-4. That's a single, it's a single plus to left field. Left fielder's range is Ward. He's only a 2. But he gets it and takes the hit away. So Pete Ward takes away a possible double with a fine running catch. 2 down and Buck Rogers. 2-1 range play again. 2-1 is going to be a ground ball to third. It's a range check on the third baseman. That is Boyer. He's a 3. 1-3, the inning will be over. And it's not. It's a base hit. So base hit. We'll make sure it's not a double or anything like that. It is a double. So double for Buck. At least I think that's what it's supposed to be. Let me check the chart just to be sure. These little nuances, I want to make sure I'm getting it right. Failed range play. Failed range. Where are you? Here you go. Failed range play on a G5. Number 5. Wait a minute, that's not right. G5, no. Failed range play. G5. Number 5. Doesn't really make any sense here that I'm seeing. I'm just going to call it what I got. That's a 2-out double for Buck Rogers. Oh, wrong team. If it's wrong, RJL can tell me all about it later. All right, so 2 outs, and that brings up Bobby Knopp. Strategy roll. For some reason I was drawing a blank on that. A failed range play on a G5. I'm thinking if you rolled extra, if you rolled a 5 or 6, it would be a double. I think that's correct, but I mean, like I said, it's for some reason I'm drawing a temporary blank. Here's Horlen, 6-1. Speaking of blanks, there's one right there. And here comes Bobby Knopp. 3-1, star forwards, ground ball to first, so it's all a moot point anyway, as McCraw takes to the bag himself to end the inning. So no runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. Go to the bottom of the third. Still 3-0. Favor of the Halos. And due up for the Sox, it'll be the pitcher, Joe Horlen, followed by the top of the order, Buford and McCraw. And I'll check focus at the end of this inning just to make sure we're not in any kind of trouble. I haven't put any charts in front of the camera or in front of the phone, so hopefully that helps. 1-1, strikeout, 2, got him. So Horlen out on strikes. Brings up Buford. 1-1 again, strikeout, 4. Will not get him. He's a 5, minus the 3 is a 2. So Buford sticks around. 2-2, and he's going to single to first base. So he stuck around, avoided the strikeout, and gets the base hit. Now he's got a jump attempt of 6. And he got the 6, so he's going to go for it. 12, minus 1's an 11. Buck Rogers a minus 2 is a 9. Boy, do you do it when you're down by 3 runs? I don't think you do. When it's less than 50-50, they're going to hold him. They are not going to send him. So here's McCraw. 6-1 strikeout, 19 too much. McCraw. Infield is a double play depth. 5-5, single to right field, doesn't matter. Single to right by McCraw. Buford runs at a 4. The chart for California, single to right, you add 3 because of the bad arm in right field, Bubba Morton. So he will take third without a throw. So runners are at the corners with nobody out. I'm sorry, with 1 out. And this is the first real threat the White Sox have put across. Tommy Agee is the tying run at the plate. McCraw, an attempt of 6, but I doubt he's going to try to do anything. It's not. Infield double play depth. They'll give it the run if they can get. Well, if they get double play, the inning's over. But they're at least going to try for the double play. He's a good double play candidate with a 3. Brunet 6-4 strikeout chance 6. Got him. Big strikeout there of Agee. And now with 2 outs, the infield can go back to full depth. Nothing on the strategy roll. Here's Boyer. 6-5. That's the ballpark card going to Comiskey Park. For Ken Boyer, 4-2. It's a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So a missed opportunity for the White Sox. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and more importantly, 2 left. And we completed 3 innings of play at Comiskey. It is still 3-0 California. And if you're the White Sox, you can't afford to pass up opportunities like that to score some runs, get those base runners on there. All right, top of the 4th. I want to give a quick peek ski, make sure everything looks like it's still copacetic. I may need to move this over just a hair to show the full dice tray. You're going to lose a little bit of this right-hand column on the White Sox, but I don't think right now that's important. So, and I was also talking to someone that said you never show, you don't ever show your score sheet during the video because you've got the line score and the lineups and all that stuff. So I thought every 3 innings I would do that. So let's look at our score sheet. It's kind of messy, obviously. My penmanship is not the best. But there you see my score sheet so far to date. It's messy. The error 4 there, error on second baseman there, started the whole thing along with a pass ball. Then you had a single and a stolen base, a ground ball to third, the double by Mincher, the eventual single by Morton sent him to third, and then the single by Rogers scored him for all 3 runs. And then on the bottom side for the White Sox, not a whole lot going on there. A lone single by Agee, a 2-out single, a 2-out walk to Berry, and then 1-out singles by Buford and McCraw, but nothing came of it. So that's where we're at right there. May or may not show that again. I just thought I'd do it this one time just to so you can see that yes, I am keeping score. So not that you thought I wasn't, but and we'll give one hopefully super fantastic focus thing here. I don't know if that ever actually helped or hurt. Let's see. Not showing anything where it's doing anything on this. Hold on. There we go. I think that helped a little bit. Maybe. All right, so now we're ready to go. We are now ready, and George Brunet, the batter for the Angels. 6-3, and that's a walk chance, but that's way too high for that. Brunet will swing it. 1-5. He's going to ground it right back to Horlen for a 1 away. Brings up Aurelio Rodriguez. He has reached on the error and grounded to second. He's grounded to second twice, but one time he reached on the error, one time he was out. 1-1 is a home run question mark. That's a 9, so it's going to fail. So Rodriguez will swing it. 2-6, and he's going to ground it to first, and McCraw will take it to the bag himself. 2 down for Jim Fregosi. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. 5-3, not this time maybe with a strikeout, but 12 is too much, so he might get the single after all. 4-2, he does not. He ends up grounding it to third, and Boyer is there to retire it. So the 1-2-3 inning, the first 1-2-3 inning turned in by Joe Horlen. And we go to the bottom of the fourth, still 3-0. And your batter is Pistol Pete Ward. That's what the White Sox radio announcers in 1967 called him. 4-4. I'm not doing that because I call him that, just what I heard them call him. 4-4 is a walk chance. 5, he will draw the free pass. So a leadoff walk to Pete Ward. His attempt, he can't get an attempt because of the -1 there, but we'll roll for a pickoff. There is no 20, so no pickoff there. So here's Josephson. Infield double play depth. Brunet 1-4, possible error. Josephson 5-1, single to third base. So now it's no longer a possible error, it's a speed check. That's what the error chances are talking about, or a speed check. Speed check, as they say. Although it would be, he would pass, the third baseman would pass the error check. So I don't know if you go through this or not, but I'm assuming you still do it. I don't know. Let's see here. I don't think you have to check for an error or speed or anything because he made the play. This is where I need RJL here. I should be doing this live so I can have RJL give me the coaching on this. But it's a ground ball to third, 5-1. Or it's a single to third, rather. Single to third. Okay, so that's what it is. It's not a ground ball to third. It's a single to third. So an S5 error chance. So let's see here. Single 5. Single 5. There's no error on the play. It's just an S5 as far as I can tell. So number 4 is the only time that you, on the chart that I'm seeing, that you would do that. Failed error check. So it's not a failed error check. So it's just going to be a straight out single. I don't know where I got the error from because there's no error there. It's just straight out S5, and the runner to get from first to third on an S5 has to run at a 6. And obviously, Pete Ward does not run at a 6. But we have 2 runners on with nobody out for Ken Berry. So maybe now the White Sox can get something going. Nothing on that. Infield looking for double play. Brunet, 5-2, wild pitch. Maybe that's going to move somebody up, but that's a 20, so no wild pitch. Just ball 1. Brunet, 6-3 against a right-hander. That's a blank. Go to Berry. 6-6, and that's a question mark 9. Power result against the lefty goes to 13, but that's a 19, so it's a fly to right field. But good chance for the runner to move up because of the +2 arm of Bubba Morton. So a fly ball to right field to go from second to third. You lose 1. but the +2 for Bubba Morton gives you a +1. Ward's a 2, so a 1 to 3, he'll make it. He does. So he makes it to third base. And even though that's a 1 there, I don't believe the runner on first has any opportunity to move to second. At least I don't believe he does. But there's one away. But Ward now can score on another fly ball or whatnot. So 1 away. Ken Berry has an attempt of 2, makes it a 1 with the -1 from Brunet. So I don't think he's going anywhere. He is not. Here's Ron Hansen. Angels looking for the double play. 6-4, strikeout chance 4 will not get him because of the -3 of the ballpark. So we go to Hansen. 3-5, that is a star 6, which is a fly to right. Could be a sacrifice fly. His sacrifice fly rating is a 2. That fails, but now we go to Pistol Pete Ward, who runs at a 2, but the +2 from Morton, from from Hall, rather. Is it Hall or Morton? Which one am I looking at here? That's a +2. Let me look at Hall's rating here. He's actually a +1. So +1 would make him a 3. So 1 to 3, he'll make it. He does not. He's got a hold. So unsuccessful sacrifice fly. And it's just going to be a fly to right field for out number 2 that nobody moves up on. And now you got the pitcher Horlen. So that's really going to hurt their cause to not be able to do that. Brunet to Horlen. 2-3, strikeout. Not going to get him. He doesn't strike out much. So we go to Horlen. 4-5. He's going to ground it back to Brunet to end the inning. And again, the Angels leave 2 on base. They have now left 6 runners on base in 4 innings. That's the telltale sign right there. 6 runners left on base in just 4 innings for the White Sox. That has been their bugaboo the whole replay when they were losing to the Yankees. Got swept 3 games by the Yankees. That was the big cause. Was a lot of left on base. So we go to the 5th, and here's Jimmy Hall and his +1 arm. 6-2 range play at the park. Go to Comiskey. 3-2 is a star 3, which is a ground ball to short, taking the range of Hansen. His range is a 3. And he gets to it, so no problem. Hansen makes the play. Jimmy Hall is out of there, and that brings up Mincher. He's doubled and grounded to first. 2-1 range play again. 2-6, that's a fly to center. We're checking the range of AG. He's a 5. And he'll make the play easily. 2 down. So 2 up and 2 down. 2 successful range plays for Roger Repos. Horlen 2-2 is a pitcher result. Against a lefty, a 1 to 18 is an automatic out. So this is going to be an automatic out. And it's going to be a fly to left to end the inning. So another 1-2-3 inning turned in by Horlen, but his team is not reciprocating with run support. The 3 runs in the first inning are still holding up. And 2 of those 3 runs were unearned. So he's only given up 1 earned run in 5 innings, but nothing to show for it. So here's Buford. Lead off the, Suadice. Let's re-roll that. 5-2 is going to be a wild pitch ball one. 6-6 is a possible error on a ground ball. Buford. 1-1 is a liner to short, so no error there to worry about. That is just snagged by Fergosi for out number 1. And here's McCraw. 1 for 2 with a single. 1-6 pitcher result. 1 to 9 is a single, but that's a 15, so it turns into a blank. And now McCraw, 5-6, grounds it to second. And Bobby Knopp, easy play. 2 up and 2 down for AG. He is 1 for 2 with a single. 6-1, strikeout 14, too much. 6-4, grounds it to short, and Fergosi handles it. It's a 1-2-3 inning this time for Brunet, his first 1-2-3 inning of the game. And we played 5 here at Comiskey with the score still 3-0. It stayed that way since the first inning. Nothing has changed. Now we got to start looking at potential fatigue. Horlen can face 28 batters. He has faced 23. Brunet can face 27. He has faced 21. So we're getting close, but we're not there yet. 6-1 is a blank. We go to Morton. 1-5. He's going to fly to center field, and that is out number 1. 1 down for Buck Rogers. He is 2 for 2, a single and a double. 5-4. That's an automatic out, so not this time. This time it's a fly to center. Agee puts it away. 2 down. Quickly 2 up and 2 down for Bobby Knopp. Knopp is 0 for 2. He's hit it both. He's lined it to McCraw and grounded to McCraw. 4-3. Potential walk. 8 will walk him. So Bobby Knopp gets the 2-out walk. And what that does is it lets Brunet swing away. Knopp's not going to try to steal anything, obviously, because they want to let Brunet get out of the way. So Brunet will swing it against Horlen. 4-3 is another walk chance, but 14's too much. Brunet, 6-4, and that is a fly to center to end the inning. But it does clear the pitcher out of the way. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. Bottom of the 6th we go. It's still 3-0 Angels. And the White Sox cannot afford to be losing these games to these lower level teams, or they will find themselves out of the pennant race for good. So they're running out of outs. Here's Boyer. 2-1 home run question mark. That's going to pass. So a 1 to an 11, and Ken Boyer will go deep. And he does. So Ken Boyer breaks the ceiling on the shutout, and he goes deep. Home run for Boyer cuts the lead to 3-1 and gives his team some hope. Here's Pistol Pete. 1-4 is a possible error. 1-2 pops it to short. No error there on an even number. Plus, Fregosi is a 9. That's an 8, but it's an even number. It has to be an odd number on a pop-up to be an out. Same as a fly ball. So no error there since that was an even number. And it's going to bring up the catcher, Dwayne Josephson. 1-2, strikeout 4, got him. 2 down for Ken Berry. So at least the Sox are on the board, but they're still a little bit behind. Now Tabby's trying to get in the way. 6-2 is a range play. She may be invading here very shortly. 1-2 is a ground ball to short. Range is Fregosi. He's a 3. Can't get it. Space hit. Ken Berry sneaks it past Fregosi. His attempt is a 1, but I doubt very seriously if he's going to try to go anywhere. Tabby's just fascinated by the dice tower. That's all it is. Here's Hanson. Brunet 4-1. Range play at the park. 5-1's a fly to right field. We're looking at the range of Jimmy Hall, who is only a 2. And he can't get it. Is it going to be a single or a double? It's a single to right field. All right, let's check the running rating of Barry. He's a 4. With 2 outs, it becomes a 5. Single to right field to go from first to third is a +3. Actually, it should be a +2 there, not a +3. I think actually, no, it is a +3 because it's normally a +2, and you get the +1 from Jimmy Hall's arm. So he makes it to third without a throw on that single. So now runners are at the corners with 2 outs, and now the pitcher Joe Horlen is up. So you figured if you had a DH, you'd probably still let him pitch, but he can face 28 batters. He's faced 27, so I think it's time for him to go and be replaced for a pinch hitter. The only problem is Tabby is laying on top of my bench and bullpens for both teams, so I've got to semi-disturb her to get who I need to get. And let's see who they're going to go with. They're going to go with Walt No-Neck Williams. Walt No-Neck Williams is going to be your pinch hitter for Horlen. So Horlen's day is done. His time is done. And Walt Williams will pinch hit in a huge spot. They don't want to leave any more guys on base than they already have. But they may be in that same situation coming up again. Brunet can face 27 batters. This is batter 27, so he'll be tired after this batter, which means the bullpen is loosening. I believe Pete Semino is loosening the pen. Now you see Tabby's tail almost on the dice tray now. Hey, she tried biting at me. I was trying to move her out of the way, and she bit at me. Do you believe that? Tabby, you don't do that. How dare you? Now she's jumping back on her perch where she belongs. All right, Brunet, nothing. Facing Walt Williams. 3-6, that's an automatic out to a right-hander, so he gets the job done. And it's going to be a fly to center to end the inning. For the Angels, they get a run on 3 hits, no errors, and two more left on base. So at the end of 6, it is California 3 and Chicago 1. But again, 8 left on in 6 innings. I believe it's a total of 8. Yes, 8 left on base in 6 innings. Well, California hadn't done much better. They left on 6 in 6 innings, so they're both leaving guys on base. But California's got a 3-1 lead, so they can kind of afford a little bit more. All right, so we need a new pitcher out of the bullpen for the White Sox. We're going to need one for California, too, I believe, because Brunet is now tired. So let's see who the White Sox want to bring out. The top of the order is due up for the Angels, Rodriguez, Fergosi. Then you got 3 lefties in a row after that. So do you bring in somebody to pitch to 2 righties and then bring in a lefty, or what do you do with that? They're going to bring in Hoyt Wilhelm and see how he does. If he gets the first 2 righties out, I guess they'll keep him pitching. But let's get the numbers on Horlen. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, only 1 of which was earned. He gave up 6 hits, but those are in the first 3 innings. The last 3 innings he gave up no hits. And let's see about walks and strikeouts. He only walked 1. That was Bobby Knopp in the 6th inning. In the 6th inning. And he struck out. He didn't strike out many either. 1. He struck out Brunet. That was his only strikeout. So 1 walk, 1 strikeout. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and obviously deserved a better fate. But he will not find it. And for Brunet, he went 6 innings, gave up 1 run, which was earned, the home run. Let's see how many hits he gave up. 1, 3, 4, 7 hits. He walked 1, 2, and he struck out 1, 2, 3. And we'll need a new pitcher for him also when the time comes. But again, 6th inning, so we're looking at our score sheet. Update on what's been going on for the White Sox, the Angels' last 3 innings. They've got nothing. Other than a 2-out walk to Knopp, they've got nothing. For the Angels, for the White Sox, their last 3, they left 2 on here, and they left 2 on here. The only run, the home run by Ken Boyer, thus a 3-1 ball game. So 3-1, and Hoyt Wilhelm is your batter, or your pitcher rather, here in the top of the 7th. And the Angels will figure out who their pitcher is going to be in the bottom of the 7th. Due for a switch hitter left and a righty is what they've got coming up. So looks like Pete Semino probably will be the pitcher for the Angels in the bottom half. But we'll see what happens. Right now, Hoyt Wilhelm on to face Aurelio Rodriguez. 1-6 range play at Comiskey. So we go to Comiskey for the range check. 4-5. That's a ground ball to first. We're checking the range of McCraw. He is a 5. And he gets to it. Flips to the pitcher covering. 3-1 officially for the out number 1. Nice to have a 5 range sitting there at first base. Here's Fergosi. 4-4. That is a strikeout, but 20 is way too high. Fergosi will swing it. 3-4. He's going to ground it to short, and Hansen is there. 2 down. 1 shortstop retires the other. So Wilhelm will stay in the game. Face these lefties. 3-6, strikeout plus. Got him. The -3 makes this a 6, but the plus makes it a 16. The 15 fits. And that's going to do it. 1, 2, 3 go the California Angels in the top of the 7th. They've really done nothing since the first inning, but that first inning has been enough to hold up for now. So Wilhelm will stay in the game and pitch another inning, it looks like. Brunet will leave, and Pete Semino will take over, the right-hander. Pete Semino will be on for the Angels. And he'll be facing the top of the order, Buford, McCraw, and Agee. Bottom of the seventh, I'm not going to do any seventh inning stretch stuff because I've already stretched around a little bit and messing with Tabby, so we want to keep going. 4-1 is a walk chance, and 19 is too high, so we go to Buford. 6-1 is a fly to right field, and that's hauled in out there by Jimmy Hall. One down. Here's McCraw. 6-6 ballpark card going to McCraw. Or going to Comiskey for McCraw. 4-1 is a star 4, grounded to first. One first baseman grounds it to another. And Mincher handles it no issues. Here's Tommy Agee. 5-2. Automatic out against a right-hander. And it will be a ground ball to short. So an easy 1-2-3 inning for Pete Semino. And we go to the eighth. It is still 3-1 California. And boy, the White Sox just seeing their playoff hopes, even though there's still like 3 weeks to go. I mean, you just don't want to fall 6-7 games back. That's really hard to catch up. You're digging yourself quite a hole. Here's Wilhelm to Mincher. 5-3 is a walk plus, so that will definitely walk Mincher. Leadoff walk to Mincher. Strategy rolls are still on, but nothing's going on. You can't steal, and there's no pickoff, so they're just going to pitch to repost. Wilhelm, 6-1, strikeout 12. The stadium takes it away. Go to repost. 5-6 is a star 5. That's a fly to center. Agee puts it away. And that's out number 1. And that'll send up Bubba Morton. Wilhelm, 1-3, strikeout chance, but 20's too much. We go to Bubba. 4-5, that's a ground ball to third. Possible double play. Bubba's a 2. Wilhelm takes away 1. That's a 1. Halfway makes it a 2. The pivot at second is Buford. He's a 0. So 1-2 for a double play. Nope, it's a 6. Runner advances automatically. So the only play by the third baseman Boyer was to go to first for out number 2. Mincher does take second base, so he's in scoring position. A base hit from Buck Rogers could bring him home. Wilhelm trying to prevent that. 1-6 is a range play at the park. 2-3 is a single plus to center field, but it's a range check, and Tommy Agee is a 5. Anything other than a 6, the inning will be over. And he gets it. So Tommy Agee saves a run with his defense and pulls that in to prevent more runs for the California Angels. So Hoyt Wilhelm pitches himself 2 solid innings. I think we're going to cap him at there because he would be tired at this point. So let's see. He's only given up 2 walks, and that's it. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. We'll check Semino. He can face 8 batters. He only faced 3, so he's definitely in good shape. So he will stand there to pitch the 8th. Their closer, Minnie Rojas, would come in the 9th if needed. Right now, Ken Boyer's the only run of the game is a result of Ken Boyer. Now, with the lefty no longer pitching for California, the White Sox have all these left-handed pinch hitters they could go to, but they're going to stick with Boyer for now. 6-5 is a hit by pitch. And that's not going to happen, so we'll go to Boyer. 6-6 sends a fly to center, 1 away. Brings up Pistol Pete Ward. Again, the White Sox running out of outs. 1-2, strikeout plus, got him. So Semino certainly doing the job. Now here's Josephson. They will pinch hit for Josephson because he's not a very good hitter, particularly against righties. So they will pull him. And let's see who they want to go to as a pinch hitter. They're going to go to their other catcher, J.C. Martin. So he will stay in the game and catch, but he is a left-handed hitter. So J.C. Martin will be the new catcher going forward. J.C. Martin. Get his numbers. He is a 2. He's also got a 0 pass ball rating. Boy, not very good. He's a much worse catcher. He's a 15 and a +1. So he's not very good defensively, but he's better offensively. So that's what they're going for. Not by much, but by a little bit. So 2 outs and the bases are clear. Here's J.C. Martin against Cimino. 4-2, and that is a walk chance. That's a 2, so he will walk. So J.C. Martin draws the 2-out walk. No strategy roll because he's not going to try to steal or anything. Not in this part of the game. Unless the White Sox want to use a pinch runner. Let's see if they have anybody that can steal. Buddy Bradford could. He's got an attempt of 19. You know what? They're going to pinch run with Buddy Bradford. So actually Martin will not be the new catcher. Or do they have another catcher? I don't think they have another catcher. Oh, I take that back. He will not pinch run because they don't have any other catchers. So they have to go with... They're going to have to stick with him. They have no other catchers. Smokey Burgess is on the roster, but he never played catcher. So they're going to have to stick with the catcher there. And they're not going to be able to do anything other than leave him at first base for Ken Berry to try to do something. One swing of the bat, Ken Berry could tie the game. So 1-6 is a strikeout, 15 too much. We'll go to Berry. 6-2 is a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. Another left on base for the Chicago White Sox. We go to the 9th. And that's going to do it for Cimino. He goes 2 innings solid and gives up a walk, nothing else. Gets a walk and a strikeout, nothing else. 2 innings, no hits, no runs. And they will bring in Manny Rojas, their closer, in the bottom of the 9th. Wilhelm will also be done. And we will get a new pitcher for the White Sox as well. And let's see, we got Knopp, a pinch hitter for Cimino, and Rodriguez. They're going to go with a right-hander, it would appear. And they're going to go with Don McMahon. So McMahon is your new pitcher. So McMahon. And the only thing that Wilhelm gave up was a walk and a strikeout. So Cimino gave up a walk and a strikeout as well. So they both kind of mirrored each other there. All right, top of the 9th. 3-1 ball game. Those 3 runs have stood the test of time. Trying to make Tabby stand the test of time because she's eager to get up here, but I'm hoping she could hold out for one more inning. And to Knopp, 2-5. That's a blank. We go to Knopp. That's a 6-2. It's a liner to first. McCraw is there. 1 away. And now we need a pinch hitter. A pinch hitter is being called on for Cimino. And we'll see who that's supposed to be. Manny Rojas will be taking over in the 9th, their closer. So let's look at the pinch hitting for the Angels. And they're going to go to... Well, they don't have a whole lot on the bench. Especially left-handed, they don't. They're going to go with Rick Reichart. Even though he's right-handed, he's a better hitter. And he had a lot more at-bats. So Reichart. Thought about John Stone, but his average is not very good. So we will go with Reichart to pinch hit for Cimino. And then Rojas would be coming in at that point. So there you go. So Reichart is your pinch hitter with 1 out in the top of the 9th. McMahon, 3-2. Walk chance, 13 too much. Reichart. 4-2. Power result to left field. Against a right-hander, it goes to 13. That's a 12. It's a pinch hit triple for Rick Reichart. How about that? A pinch hit triple for Rick Reichart. Pinch hit triple for Mr. Reichart. And now at the top of the order for Rodriguez, and the infield's going to have to come in. They cannot afford another run. So the infield is going to be in. Reichart with a huge pinch hit triple. And this insurance run would definitely be a big one. Infield is in. McMahon, 3-1. Wild pitch. That wasn't what they wanted. That scored the run. So a triple and then a wild pitch scores the run. And the White Sox now fall behind 4-1. And it's just the story of their season, of this replay. Finding more ways to lose. And they're doing it every day. 4-3, and that is a possible error on a ground ball. 2-6, star 4, ground ball to short. That's a 2. Hansen's going to boot it. He's a 9, as you can see, so he boots it. E6. Yet another error on the White Sox. And it's just getting from bad to worse. Strategy rolls are definitely off, of course. 6-3, that's a blank to Fregosi. Would have been a home run to a lefty. Fregosi, 4-2, star 2. That is a ground ball to first, possible double play. He's a 2. You don't get the +1 because it went to first. Hansen's a 0 pivot, so it's a 1 or 2 for a double play. 4 means that it's not going to be a double play, but 4 does exceed the runner at first, so they will get the fielder's choice. As McCraw throws to Hansen, but the return throw is late. Fielder's choice for out number 2, and that brings up Jimmy Hall. McMahon to Hall, 6-1, automatic out. And the automatic out will be a ground ball to McCraw to end the inning. But a huge run posted by the Angels makes it now a 4-1 game. But it's still a save situation, so with that being the case, they will keep with Manny Rojas. Manny Rojas looking to wrap things up here. And he'll be facing Hansen, although they could pinch hit for Hansen. In fact, they probably want to. Got a pinch hitter for Hansen and a pinch hitter for McMahon. So 2 consecutive pinch hitters coming up for the White Sox. One of those pinch hitters is going to be Wayne Causey. It's the best they have. They don't have much on the bench, I can tell you that. Causey, and then they got Rocky Colavito, who they got from the Indians. So it's going to be Causey hitting for the shortstop, Hansen, and he would go and play short if it actually goes to extra innings. So it's going to be Colavito and Causey to pinch hit. Rojas now in the game. All right, so Causey will pinch hit for Hansen, and then Colavito will pinch hit for the pitcher spot of McMahon. So 2 pinch hitters in a row to start the bottom of the 9th. Rojas, 1-2, possible walk, and he will walk him. Causey does walk. So they're off to they need base runners. You're down by 3. That's the first thing you need is base runners, and they got one right there. Again, strategy rolls are off. And now Rojas will pitch to Colavito. 2-5, that's a range play. The infield is halfway, so lose 1 on your range there if it's a ground ball. Colavito, 3-5 is a star 4, which is a ground ball to third. So it is a range play to the third baseman. That is a Rodriguez. He's a 4, but he drops to a 3 because of the halfway. But he makes the play anyway. Now the question is, will it be a double play? He's a 3, -1's a 2. Halfway brings it back to a 3. The pivot at second base, Canop, is a 0. So 1 to 3, it's a double play. It's a killer. 5, so they get the lead runner. Colavito will stay at first base as the new runner, but now there are 2 outs. Oh, I'm sorry, 1 out. So it's fielder's choice. 5-4. And Buford is your batter. White Sox need one more guy on base so the tying run can come to the plate. Rojas, 1-3, ballpark card going to Comiskey. 4-2 is a ground ball to short. Possible double play again, but not likely. 1 and a -1 makes it a 0, but halfway makes it a 1. Pivot at second is Canop. He's a 0. So a 1 is the only way we get a double play here. It's a 5, so again, another force play. Buford will reach on the fielder's choice. So 2 down to their final out. It is Tommy McCraw. Last chance. 5-5's a walk. He will walk him, so that will put the tying run at the plate in the form of Tommy Agee, who does have some power. So not over yet. Like they say in inside pitch, the game is almost never over an inside pitch, and the ninth inning Magic can strike at any time. So 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the ninth, 4-1 game, but the tying run, Tommy Agee, is at the plate. And Manny Rojas does have propensity to give up a home run once in a while. 6-1, but not this time. It's a strikeout, but 18's too much, so Agee will swing it, although he's much better against lefties. He still could possibly get a hit here. 6-3, he does not. He grounds it to third, and there's your ball game. Third baseman Rodriguez fields it, steps on the bag. Actually, he's going to throw it over to first to Mincher to end the ball game. It doesn't really matter either way. And 2 more runners left on base by the White Sox. Tell you what, that's the key to their game right there. Those left on bases. All right, so I'm not going to pause the video. I'm just going to keep going here and finish things up. So let's move all this stuff out of the way. And then we'll bring on the score sheet to wrap everything up from Comiskey Park. So let's get our totals. Rojas went the 1 inning. He gets the save. Brunet gets the win. Horlen, the tough luck loss. For Rojas, he walked 2, but nothing else. Pitched 1 inning, gave no hits, no runs, and walked 2. So McMahon in his inning gave up the triple and a run. Williams pitched 1 hit and the 1 run, which was earned. Because the score in the wild pitch, that's why it's earned. And even though there was an error in the inning, but didn't give up anything else. So White Sox won the game in real world 3-2, but they don't do it here. They lose it 4-1. Let's get the totals going here. For the California Angels, 4 runs. White Sox 1 run. White Sox committed 2 errors. And the Angels, I don't believe, committed an error. They did not. All right, for hits, 4, 5, 6. I got them for 6 hits. 7 hits, because I got that triple in the ninth. So they got 7 hits. But 6 of those 7 came in the first 3 innings. Particularly 4 of them in the first inning. So from the last 8 innings, they only got 3 hits and 1 run. But the first inning was enough to cover everything. For the White Sox, they got 1, 3, 4, 7. I've got them for 7 hits also. But the left on base is where it's really the telltale sign. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I've got them 11 left on for the Sox. 6, 9 left on for the Angels. So there's your final score, 4-1. Angels win it. Sox now fall further behind, and they're going to be out of this race if they keep this up. I mean, it's going to turn into a 3-team race very quickly if the White Sox don't turn things around. They are now 1-5 in their 6 games since we started this replay. So their only win was against Boston. They split with Boston, then they got swept all 3 by the Yankees. Now they lost the first game at home here to the Angels. Those first games were on the roads, but now they're back home. You think they play better, but they did not. So let's see if